Hello. It's that awkward bit between Christmas and New Year. Well, actually, it's New Year's Eve. You might be able to hear the fireworks going off behind me. And I'm back down the garage again. I've been down here once or twice and not done anything of really real use or purpose. I've taken apart the wiring for the headlamps because the lamps themselves, the main beam, wasn't working in the actual lamp, although it was working on the spot lamps. I couldn't figure out why. I'm thinking now it might be an earthing issue, so I'm going to go and see if I can sort that out. But it's cold. It's cold and windy with the door open, and you just don't really feel the enthusiasm. And so I'm inside the car with the garage door shut, so I can work on a bit more of the wiring and bits that need to be done inside the cabin. First call of duty is repairing some of the wiring that had been hacked apart, and then putting in the feed for the rev counter. So I'm just going to do that now. Wait for the soldering iron to warm up, and away I go. Right, first joint sorted. I won't ever profess to be the world's best at soldering, but it seems to be secure. So I'll just heat shrink that one and then move on to doing the rev counter, I think. Done. What I've done here is run the green tacho feed along the main wiring rat's nest, and I've come up through the original loom tape past the original connector, which is cut off here, and my intention is to just pop a heat shrink over that just to keep it together, so I know where it is if I need it for whatever reason, but it's there, and then hook that up by attaching it across the rest of the loom here. Not a lot of cable on there, but enough obviously to do what I need to do, so I should do that, heat shrink that together. Okay, so that's tied it up much better than it was. I've reconnected the negative wire that was loose. I've added the tacho. That's all done and routed in, and you can see that there is still this takeoff to do. I need to go and cut the ST170 plug off the loom. This is the one that was attached for the CTEC. This is for the oil pressure switch. And that looks like this. Luckily, I kept the old loom in that mess up there. So I can just cut the bits off. And there's a helpful little blanking plug in the bulkhead, which I'm just about to make a hole into to poke that through. Which subsequently looks a little bit like this, using the original Ford wiring cover there, the heat shield jobby. Now, of course, depending which way it needs to run around the brake bar, we can sort that and route it the correct way so it's out of the way, but nevertheless it's there. Keen-eyed much you'll also notice I've refitted my wonderfully wonky brake pipes. We'll replace them, just not yet. You're back once again, not with the Renegade Master. You're back once again in the Onion. Dashboard's in the back. I've just flipped it over because I need to figure out where I'm going to stick my ECU. That's next, and the engine is due to go back in next week, so I really need to get a wriggle on. So here I am, getting a wriggle on. So I've decided I'm going to stick it inside the glove box, largely due to the fact that I want to be able to keep it relatively safe in there. In that, by safe I mean if for whatever reason there's water ingress into the car or something, that I know that it's going to be in a relatively dry place. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to mount it, hopefully, to the top part of the glove box so I can still use a bit underneath. And I'm also going to pop in there the fuses and switch live for the ECU and the coils. Now, I reread the message. I'm an idiot because I put power cables through to the battery thinking I needed a live straight from the battery for the coils, because I thought maybe they'll draw that much power, but apparently not. So I just needed an ignition live. So I'm going to do that, run the cable into here. I've got a little buzz bar which I'll show you in just a mo. That's going to fit into the top as well. So I'm going to take this apart now and plan out how I'm going to make this fit and try and make this as neat as is possible. Right, it's out. So the glove boxy bit fits sort of here-ish. You can see the loom can just about go over to there. I'm going to cut a little slot through here just at the top. I can't, as I'm pointing, but basically where that is, just to allow the loom to get through, and also the power cables. Here's my bright idea. It's basically going to be ECU at the back, power distribution for ignition live there. So you've got one in, the two outs for the core and ECU, and there's one for maybe something else. And yeah, that's about it really. If down the line we decide to run some sort of boost, so we've got the little tang there as a takeoff. This will be the other way up, of course, because the ECU is laid on top rather than be inside, mounted upside down to the ceiling effectively. And then the loom should theoretically poke through the back bit down here, because it'll be that side, and away we go. So this is fundamentally it. Inside of the glove box as it will sit, you can see you've got the takeoffs there with the two fuses. So you've got the buzz bar here, which runs the core and ECU, and there's an ignition live that comes in and disappears out the back. Well, I have cut it, reamed the edge around to allow the connector to get through, and the connector for the ECU. I'll probably have to disconnect the ECU just to drop it down a little bit, just to get the connector on in a nice, sensible way without bending the pins. I'm going to get myself a right-angled USB cable as well, just to make things a bit easier for mapping and the like. Otherwise, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's nice and tidy, it's out of the way, and it should be relatively well protected in there from most things.